I never thought one lie could change the entire course of my life. Back in 2019, I was 26, broke, and completely lost. I had dropped out of college a year earlier because I couldn't afford tuition anymore. Since then, I've been bouncing between random part-time jobs, bartender, delivery driver, data entry assistant, anything that paid the bills. Meanwhile, all my friends were moving forward. They were getting their first real jobs, buying cars, posting LinkedIn photos in suits and ties. And there I was, still sleeping in my old room at my parents' house, feeling like a total failure. One night, I was scrolling through job listings when I saw a position for a junior data analyst. It looked perfect, good salary, benefits, a chance to finally do something meaningful. But there was one problem. It required a bachelor's degree. I stared at the screen for a long time. My heart was racing. And then I did something stupid. I opened my old resume, went to the education section, and typed one simple line: bachelor's degree in economics, State University, 2018. I saved it, uploaded it, and clicked apply. Just like that. I told myself it was just to get my foot in the door. I wasn't hurting anyone. I just wanted a chance. 3 days later, my phone rang. It was the company. They wanted to interview me. My hands were shaking during the call. I barely slept the night before. The next day, I put on the nicest shirt I owned and walked into that office like I actually belonged there. The interview went surprisingly well. The manager, a woman named Sarah, was kind and curious. She said she liked my enthusiasm and that my portfolio looked unique and energetic. I talked about how I'd been learning data analysis on my own, watching YouTube tutorials, doing small freelance projects for friends. That part was true. A week later, I got an email that changed everything. Congratulations, Jason. We're excited to welcome you to the team. The first few weeks were terrifying. I kept waiting for someone to find out. Every time someone mentioned background check or university, my stomach dropped. I didn't even decorate my desk because I thought I'd be fired any day. But time passed and nobody said a thing. I decided to focus on proving myself. I came in early, stayed late, asked questions, and took online courses every night. Slowly, I got better. By month 3, I wasn't pretending anymore. I was actually doing good work, solving problems, finding patterns in data, even helping other coworkers with projects. For the first time in years, I felt like I had a purpose. 6 months later, I got promoted. My boss said, "You've got incredible potential." Those words hit hard. I smiled and thanked her, but inside I felt guilty. Every compliment reminded me of the lie I told to get there. I started having trouble sleeping again. Some nights I'd open my resignation letter draft, stare at it, and close it without sending. I didn't want to lose everything, but I also didn't want to live with that secret. Then, one morning, everything changed. HR sent out a company-wide email. As part of a new compliance process, all employees will be required to provide verified proof of education. I remember just staring at my screen. My throat went dry. I couldn't move. My heart was pounding so loud I could hear it. That night, I didn't eat, didn't sleep, just paced around my apartment thinking about what to do. I could try to fake something, maybe Photoshop a diploma. But the thought of lying again made me feel sick. Around 2 in the morning, I sat down at my computer and started typing an email to Sarah. "I need to be honest," I wrote. "I don't have a degree. I lied on my resume because I was desperate, but I've worked hard to earn this job. I'll accept whatever decision you make, but I couldn't keep living with this lie." My hands were trembling when I hit send. The next morning, she called me into her office. The walk there felt like the longest of my life. She looked at me quietly for a few seconds, then said, "I won't lie. I'm disappointed. But I've also seen your work. You're one of the best people on this team. You'll stay, but officially we'll reclassify you as a trainee until you finish your degree." I just sat there completely stunned. I expected anger, maybe humiliation, but instead I got understanding. And that moment changed everything. From that day on, I promised myself I'd make it right. I enrolled in night classes, worked full-time, and studied until midnight almost every day. 3 years later, I finally earned my real degree. No lies this time. Today, I manage the same department that once gave me that second chance. Sometimes when I pass the desk where I first sat as a terrified new hire, I think about that one stupid lie that started it all. It wasn't right, and I'd never do it again, but it forced me to become the person I was pretending to be. Sometimes, our biggest mistakes become the push we need to finally grow up.